the strong black woman and the weak black male. All you are is physically strong, but the rest of you completely weak, and you need your mommy to hold on to your hand to take care of you. Yeah, I'm telling the real deal. I ain't playing with you. Next, the most destructive poison of the whole movie. Once upon a time, there was this magical place called Egypt. For those of us who are educated, we know that it's called Kemet, K-M-T. It's the real name. It was the most technologically and spiritually advanced place in modern history. And I mean across the whole world. And the people who built all of that over there, and lived there for thousands of years, by the way, were your grandmothers and your grandfathers. And I'm talking to you, so-called black people. I know the majority of you have heard these things, and you think it's some type of belief system to make you feel better. That it's a belief, like your Jesus. You know, something that you have absolutely no proof about, that you have to keep talking about over and over and over again to make yourself believe it, and not a single shred of proof in any history books or anywhere else. So you have to rely on one piece of fiction that was written by a whole bunch of dudes who weren't even there. They wrote that stuff hundreds of years after the people, quote unquote, even lived. Yeah, same type of thing. You think that that's made up. But if you opened up a history book or an encyclopedia book, you'll see it's not like Jesus. You'll see that if you actually looked into history, you'll see they really were you. And why am I telling you that? Because here's the fact. The way that we lost all of that over there, guys, here's how we lost it all. We lost it all because when the Hyksos, white people, the Greeks, white people, and Romans, white people, Caucasoids, they discovered us. When they discovered us, we are a loving and sharing people. Despite the crap you see after all this brainwashing and crap we've been through here that's caused all this black on black crime that they're always publicizing all the time, so you think that's all that goes on. No, we're talking about before all that. We're talking about our pure nature, which is really what we are now. And our nature is love. We are a love race. We are connected to the universe. We are connected to God itself. We are connected to the Creator, the universe itself. We are connected to the earth, and we flow in the rhythm of love. That is our power, is love. And that is a super powerful force, guys. It's what helps to create reality. And because we love so much, we don't want to fight and kill people. We'd rather be friends with you and bring you in and grow, teach you. Those Europeans were in horrible condition, guys. They were primitive. All of them were, including the standard Europeans that you know about, like in England and places like that. Man, let me tell you something. Way back then, they were so downtrodden. They barely got across the Mediterranean Sea. And when they saw your establishments there, they lost their mind. I mean, literally, they lost their minds. And they were determined to have it. But you, with your loving hearts, you saw their condition and you saw their curiosity. And you said, you know what? We're not going to listen to the universe, because the universe is directing us the same way it directed us to build these amazing pyramids. It's directing us to kill those people and to run them off and not to share. But we love, and we want to love. No, let's love on them. And you know what we did, guys? We loved on them. And we shared our knowledge. Hey, guys, we had all the knowledge of the universe. You need to understand that we cannot move one block of one pyramid right now in 2018. Did you know we can't even build pyramids now? Our technology was so advanced that we can't copy it now in 2018. That's why they're so afraid of you, because they know that that is inside of you. Now, let's move on here. Where am I going with this? We had all the secrets of the universe there, and we took pity on them, and we shared our knowledge with them. Yeah, we shared it. And they pretended to be our friends for long periods of times, guys. Let me tell you, these Caucasoids, you got to give them credit. They'll plan stuff out for hundreds of years. And they'll stick to it, too. They'll stay unified about it. And they'll stick together. And for almost hundreds of years, literally, these guys played friends with us, man. We brought them into Egypt. We taught them all of our shit. And as soon as they mastered it and got enough of it and got us to fall asleep and think everything's all lovey-dovey, they wait till us to fall asleep, and they literally turned on us within our own homes and used all the knowledge that we taught them against us. And they whooped our asses. And they ran us out of our own home and took it over with all the knowledge in their minds and in their stores, in their libraries. And not only did they use that knowledge that we were stupid enough to share with them to take over Egypt and take away our greatest homeland that we have on record anyway, but on top of that, they used it to conquer all of Africa. Did you know Africa's conquered? Did you know that almost every single one of the countries in Africa are dominated by some European nation? Did you know that? They used that power to take over Africa and America. Hey, does that sound familiar? Let me kind of throw that out there, guys. We ain't been right since that happened. And Wakanda is ancient Egypt, guys. That's what Wakanda is. So, T'Challa, he decides that Killmonger's idea to use the vibranium and knowledge of it to empower, unite, and liberate the African people of this world and to restore balance. Man, T'Challa decides that's a bad idea. He thinks that sucks. And because Killmonger, he only wanted balance. He told everybody, I want to use that and go to war and unite our people, but I want to do it in balance, and I don't want to be a tyrant. I'm just tired of our people being oppressed. And to stop them from doing what those Caucasoids have done to this earth, and they're using their power to destroy the earth. I don't know if you guys know that. So T'Challa thinks that idea sucks. So instead, he decides, after killing his own blood to stop all that, by the way, he literally had to kill his own family member to stop us from uniting across the world. After he's done with that, he decides instead, in the end, to go before the UN instead of sharing it with his own people and using it as a military force to bring balance back to the world. Instead of doing that, here's what T'Challa does. He goes before the UN and does the same stupid thing that caused us to fall from godhood back in ancient Egypt. He decides instead to make an announcement to the UN that he's going to share all of their technologies with the whole world, including the nations that rip us a new asshole as a people every single day. But he won't help his own people. He's going to share it with everybody. Now, King T'Challa, that's a king. Again, he is a master of strategy. That's what you do when you're a king. That's all you do is use strategy. So if these same people who still oppress you with all the energy and resources that they have right now, talking about the white nations oppressing you, what do you think they're going to do when they get their hands on that vibranium? They're going to do just like they've always done. They're going to band together. They're going to come up with a plan. And together, they're going to take all that vibranium from you, destroy you. Hell, they got the CIA helping them too. Destroy you and take you down. T'Challa is a king, guys. He knows all of this. And he still does that shit. And on top of that, guys, let's add a little insult to injury. He decides to set up his embassy to do all that shit in the poor black urban community where his cousin got, where his uncle or whatever that was, where that guy got killed. Urban community with black people in there looking to the untrained eye. Let me tell you, that look to the untrained eye like he was doing something really great, like he was there for them. But the truth is, he's setting it up there, but he's really selling out not only his own people in Wakanda by making the move he made there, but selling out the race across the world. And of course, while the CIA guys, I got to throw that out there too, guys. I know this is stretched out way longer than I thought it would. But yeah, the CIA guy, he saves the day. Sure does. The white boy. Hey, of course, there is no way that those Negroes by themselves can ever accomplish anything important, right? Those Negroes couldn't do that by themselves, so they got to have the almighty white man to help them save the day, huh? Hot damn, guys. As a recap, so let's see here. So let's talk about the pie with the poison. Let's recap it, shall we? So let's recap. This wonderful black movie shows to Negroes that it's normal to abandon your kids. Hell, even your royalty in Africa does it there, son, don't you see? You blacks in America, are abandoned children who nobody loves. Not even your own homeland and family back in Africa. You blacks are from Africa, is the other thing it gives you. You blacks are from Africa, thus not truly attached to America. Go study that. Why do I keep saying that? It also reinforced the stigma of the weak black man and the strong black woman having to take care of him. It also reinforces that blacks are too dumb and too weak to properly protect and utilize and manage their own resources. They're not smart enough for it. It also reinforces that we will always be divided and that we will always side with everybody else and will always sell our own selves out for their acceptance. Wow, what a great message. It also perpetuates the theme of black on black crime and fighting. And it also, the most importantly, it makes it so that all that stuff is presented as normal. And hell, thanks to Marvel and good old-fashioned Stan Lee, it's actually cool for you to do it. It's a superhero movie. Guys, the poison that comes from television and the media is real. Critical thinking is the only answer. I think the movie's great for entertainment purposes, but our people need education because the damage that's going to come from that movie is greater than you will ever know. People are going to watch that movie over and over and over again, and without proper education and steering, that movie is going to cause some seriously crippling effects in our community. Because the most important thing about that is that without knowledge that there's poison in that sweet pumpkin, that sweet potato pie, you're going to be telling everybody that you just got through eating some delicious sweet potato pie. And anybody else who tries to tell you about the poison in it, you're going to be like, no, man, that was delicious. I just ate sweet potato pie. And you're wondering why your veins are starting to shrink up and why you're feeling your heart starting to slow down. And you're getting sick until you go black. And there's nothing more. This is Ty Watson.